What's next? Ah, there we go, one of them. Quick assembly guide, blah, 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 blah. Great. SSR249 performance improvements. We appreciate your patience and blah, 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 blah. Key changes, upgraded barrel attachment block. The previous part connected to the outer barrel on the gun was prone to premature wear. Yep, every single 249, which is why I tell people don't sit there taking the fucking barrel and off. Styroor's the same thing. Upgrade, replace the component with a new feature with a thicker profile. Cool. Reduced pistol grip wobble. While testing, use experience unwanted flex and wobble in the pistol grip. Yep, again, that's a 249 thing. Upgrade, we've introduced a perfectly fitting infill part. Yay! What else? Fixed trigger system. Issue, a hard trigger pull could sometimes inadvertently cause the gun to get stuck in full auto mode. Yep, again, 249s. The arm on it is just so tiny if you do pull it too hard, but that's why you can adjust the amount of travel using a grub screw on the trigger. And again, this is me talking about every other 249. This one I've not even plugged in yet. Upgrades, metal switch, trigger system, short and reshaped, adjustable, blah blah blah, dev team, happy shooting. Okay, let's do it. We'll have to be upside down, wouldn't it? Flip. What we got? One 249, one mag, one stock. Kind of looks to me like the barrel's pointing up in the end. Hang on. Kind of looks like the barrel is pointing slightly up, but yeah, it is. Okay. Let's not fuck with it yet. I had to get to the fucking battery anyway, so we'll do that in a second. Right. That one. That one. Got some free advice for you in a second. Are you ready? Stock. Bottom. Small pin. My suggestion is to not keep knocking the pins in and out. Get yourself a case. Don't use the original box. Get a case. Do not keep knocking the pins in and out. That applies for every single airsoft gun. And when it comes time to drop that down and change your spring, what you've got to do with it, don't lose that. Keep it in that hole there. Alright, for the sling. Just free advice if you want it. Don't care if you do or don't, you've had it. I'm going to assume this is going to work exactly the same way as every other 249, so that can just pop up. Like, fuck me. Hey, it's tight, that's good, I like it. Cool, wow. Let's do that with the other hand, Luke. Does it pop up? Yes, it does. It's just me being a pussy. Oh, Luke, you are not this retarded. Ah, right. That's up there. Stop. Again, I'm going to assume twist and pull towards me. Twist, rotate, yeah. There we go. Right, okay. Cool. There's that. Magazine. Nice openy flap. What I'm not going to do is take the mag apart before I test it. It's probably going to need a 9-volt, which I just don't have. Do I solder in a LiPo? Might later on. So there's that. It's a 9-volt. Before I can do that, I'll do that later on today. Lovely. So it's got the black gearbox. We'll see what that's like in a second. When people found out that Novritsch was going to be releasing a 249, people were so thrilled with that because they knew full well it means that I'm going to have to look at 249s all the time. And I hate working on support guns. They are a piece of piss. The gearbox, everything, piece of piss. But there's something that always happens. And I'll do it at some point during this video. I'll drop that down and it's going to hurt my fingers. I fucking guarantee it. Hop unit sitting a little way from the gearbox. Okay. don't think the barrel's in correctly. That's plastic. That's fine by me. Looks like a maple leaf rubber. CNC'd hop unit. That is 100% better than every other standard one that I've seen so far. That's good. Battery. I've already seen people have whinged about this. I understand, but this is not the only gun that does this, alright? You've got a huge battery space in there. Once you've got a massive battery in, you shouldn't have any issues. But I get it. The Soloco. The handguard looks like the Soloco. That's what's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what it's... That can come up. That doesn't just drop off. Oh, it does. It can. Yep. I've got questions. I always wait for a beep. I'm so used to it now. It's unsafe. It's not safe. Sounds just like a 249 airsoft gun. Yeah, this is exactly what they sound like. So my first advice for anyone who's got a 249 of any kind, a 60, anything with a detachable barrel, don't sit and fucking do it for no reason. Just keep it in. Yes, the function and feature is there. You do not need to be using it. This is how I do it. I pop that in first because I want to be able to see everything that's going on. So that goes in, it's in the hole, and I'm holding it in place with my finger. Okay, now I can push that on, like this. And you can see it's going to keep wanting to bounce off at me. That is completely normal. I get this with every fucking 249. It takes a little thing that I don't have called strength. So I'm going to pull it back towards myself like that. And that should be locked in place. And it is. Right. There we go. Right, yeah. Okay. 2.5. So this was a little bit pissed. I want to see if that is doing anything. That's the bracket there. So that's plastic. This is metal. Is it steel? It is. That is not sitting at a funny angle anymore. I think that this screw was too tight and it was forcing the barrel up. Ready? Yep, there it goes. Look at that. So don't have that screw too tight. So that will now go in. I'll put pressure on it and then that should just click in place, and it does. There we go, lovely. Is the barrel nice and straight now? Yes it is. Right, there you go. That's how it's done. Alright, let's rip this cunt apart. Let's do it. We take a 2.5 here and here. Put something underneath there so you're not leaning on the charging handle. It is just a cross pin safety. Yep, this is all what I'd expect. Now, keep an eye on this. It's a 2. That is your trigger adjustment. The further out it is, the more you can push this into the gears. You don't want that. You can see how that could potentially be dragged into the gears. The gears are going to be turning that way. Every 249, every single one, 60s, the works, unless they've got the V2 gearbox, obviously. I'm talking about anything with this gearbox. So what we're going to do, we're going to detach the barrel. Boom, like that. That there. Free advice, take that out now. Makes life a lot easier. This screw is doing nothing but holding your charging handle in that you need to care about. So it's basically 3 screws. You don't have to take that off, but I do just in case I trap anything. So let's get it out. There we go. And I can take the entire thing out like that very easily. Now, people become obsessed with putting MOSFETs in things like this, and it doesn't make any sense, and I'm going to explain why. It doesn't make sense because this micro switch, just like every single AEG that uses this gearbox and has this micro switch, they cost peanuts. So when that burns out, all you're going to do is take it out. You don't have to take out all the internals or even open the gearbox to get to that switch. You don't need to, and then that can just be detached. Just remember which ones you're putting it onto, because if you plug it into the wrong ones, you'll have it so it's running off power when you want it power off. So detach, and it is just that simple. Don't MOSFET them, it's a waste of time. This will last not as long as a normal switch with a normal MOSFET and whatever, but for the sake of doing it and all the fucking around, these are about £1.20 at most. eBay, anywhere. Spring. Push it in, tilt that forward, comes out. Where did you just put that, you fucking knobhead? I'm an expert, me. Don't know at what. Where the fuck did that go? Dick. Right. I'm only going to unplug one side, which is that side. The other side I'm going to leave plugged in, and then I want to see it. As normal, these are all V2, V3 components and a short shaft motor. It's a plastic piston head, but a full steel rack piston. Because these guns don't need to be the most accurate, that isn't a huge problem. And it's better than having a metal one because this is naturally going to put through a lot more rounds. 20.9. It's a full cylinder. Bit excessive for this barrel. Standard plastic cylinder head. We have a sector delayer. They are 16:1. Okay. Now I'm going to check this. Oh yeah. I'm going to raise this up. Okay. That's that. And then I'm going to do a tiny adjustment to this. Check out how it looks now. Yeah, ready? I'm not going to go massive in depth in removing all the grease and whatever. This isn't for a customer. I don't have to make it immaculate, as it were. But now I want to check something. The cylinder is a tight fit, like a really tight fit, which is good. It means it can't go anywhere. It seems like it stands out a little bit, but it doesn't. It just sits very fucking snugly. Is there air seal? Yes, there is. Ready? But let's look at the one thing that every single 249 suffers with. The one thing. I'm going to check it out now. Right. So this, I mean, you'd like it picking up there, you can live with that, but that is not enough. It's quite an oversight. It's that one thing, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out the cylinder head. So if I've got one, a Crytac. It's a shame. It is still that one thing that no one fixes when they release a 249 variant. This is still so far better than the other 249 variants. Now, I could have changed over the piston head, all that stuff, put washers in, but that's the simple solution for now. And you'll see now that that is just bob-on. It is just that simple. I want to give this every single chance I can. So, I'm going to short stroke it. The barrel is only that long. I don't need all 16 teeth. Now, it's not going to run semi-auto, so we don't need to worry in any way, shape or form about the snappiness. I've removed 2 teeth so that I can get the most volume, and this is then going to release happily. It will do that again without being a twat. And then that will release happily. There. That gives a lot more time for that to do its thing. Okay, ideal world, this would be running M14 gears. It's just me. Modify the tappet plate a little bit. Again, this is for me, so I'm not going to do a perfect job. And I'm going to make sure the nozzle can get all the way forward without this touching the gear on the fin. It can. Cool. These are super fucking simple to work on. That's it. The bit that you will forget is to put that back in. I guarantee it. It's very, very simple. It is just put the pin in the hole, see where that is going to sit, like that. And it's magnetic. Hey! Look at that, physics works. And just let it twist into place. So, like that. Got a gap at the front. That's just where the cylinder is tight against the edges. You can see it's nothing to worry about. Done. Now we're going to test this without ever putting the switch into the gearbox. We don't need to do that yet. Same battery as before. Let's see what it sounds like. A lot nicer. Let's get some motor height going. I've also heard the complaints of why is there no fuse? Because if that fails, it can't work. And this will fail if there is something melting. If the button is jammed down, having a fuse is not in any way going to help. It won't, because you're telling it to fire. These are only going to screw into the far side, so don't clamp them right the way down, you don't need to. That's it. If I test this by pressing that in, that can touch the gear. You don't want that. Not what you want. Next, we're going to look at this. Look at how that is impacting. Although it is possible for a screw to do itself up under vibration, it's the most unlikely thing. I've seen it like twice, I think. It will always just unwind itself. It will go with the easiest way that it can move, and that is going to be taking itself outwards. So, I'm going to tighten that in so it just about bites, and that's it. I'm not going to thread lock it in case I'm wrong. And then when that is attached, it's literally activating the switch and nothing else. Now this is where you can decide that you don't want to keep taking the handguard off. He says doing it all piss podical. You can run that onto a PEC box if you really hate it that much. If you've got a big battery, you shouldn't have to keep changing the battery. I'm going to lean on it this way so that I just don't drop it down on my fucking fingers. I'm destined to do it. It annoys me, but there you go. Right, so that goes down into there. Make sure the wires are not underneath the gearbox. They want to be resting on the little shelf. Don't have this drop out on you, because if that catches here, you're going to bend it, and then you're in for a world of fucking misery. Now you can also keep your battery in your box mag if you really, really want to. That's something you can do. I'm happy this doesn't have the stupid rate of fire control the A and K has. I'm happy I'm not really running the wires into here. It's just a lot of hassle I can't be bollocksed with. I really can't. So that resistance is coming from there. You can see it's just touching. It doesn't matter. It's going to cause you no harm. Boom. There's you. Grip. Does it activate the trigger? Yep, it's clicking. So that's good. And then body pins. I'm going to pop the rear pin just a little bit through for a second, just to hold that in place. We'll plug it in and see how it sounds. Let's pop this back open again. Keep it on its side or it'll fucking bite you. Locate, hold forward, stupid script. Done. Close it up and make sure you do not trap your wires. There we go. Done. That's that. Barrel. It's pristine. I haven't got to bother fucking around. That's good. They've got an O-ring on there to stop the spring coming off. That's good. I like that. I might start doing that with every barrel, actually. That's a fucking good idea. I like that. That's a really good idea. Obviously, you can do it that way. My suggestion is just take the time to do it through the front. In a barrel first. Okay, that's lined up. Make sure it's in. And then we can do back. Ah, you bastard! And again! Oh, fucking bit me there! That is now straighter, which is good. So, let's give it a little testy, shall we? We'll do generic Nuprol mag. Because I haven't got an SSR4 mag. Or do I? No, I don't. Safety on. If I don't pay attention, I'm going to wham 10 million rounds all over the fucking place. So, it's in. It's secure as I need it to be. Let's do it. Safety off. And it begins. Now this is one of those things that happens every pissing time to me. I have whinged about it before. The arguments I have with 249 and M60s regarding how they fucking fit and feed. So I'm looking in the pipe. I can see the nozzle. It moves. Okay, so just widen that hole out. And whilst I'm doing this, I've changed the hot rubber to a really old Maple Leaf Mr. Hot, so that I can then use the original one back in it when it comes time to put it back in and actually test. I don't want to get any shit and crust. As much as I can try and clean all this out, I don't want to get that shit all stuck in it. Right. That should now feed. Yes, it does. Now we have feeding. It's that simple. Okay? I'm going to poke that back in. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to leave it out for the next bit. I'm actually glad they've done away with the crappy bipod as well, because the bipods that come on these are fucking ridiculously shit. Really, really crap, so... Okay. There's that for the time being. Mag time. I'm literally going to jump straight in with this and just get it done out the way. So now I can charge. Boom. Does it work? Again, another reason why I don't like support guns having to test their big mag, is that I can't do anything with these BBs afterwards. I have to throw them away. So even testing is a complete slag. No more worrying about the 9-volt. You ain't got to do that. You know, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just saying. The final test. Here we go. Done. Let's give this a go. That's why I left the thing out. Boom. So as always, I'll be feeding back everything to the guys at Novritsch, so they can have a little think, see if there's any little amendments they want to make for future runs. Anybody who buys a 249 is going to have the same problems as this has had, with the hop unit and the AoE being bad. Hopefully they will get on that and fix that. I'm going to literally feed that back to them as soon as possible. Aside from that, the piston is better than you'll get in another 249. The gears are better. The motor's better. The hop unit is infinitely better. It comes with maple leaf rubber and the nice hard nub. It is a pity they didn't fix those two things though. That is a pity. I can't say anything else about that. It's a pity. But you know me, I'm going to put all this out there. Now with a hardened piston like this one, you're going to see a lot better performance and a lot less breakage. It's the ones with the plastic pistons with the full plastic teeth apart from the 1 release or the 4 release. Or in the case of some other brands, they got the really cheap metal piston in there, metal rack piston. It's fucking terrible. So in this case, this one will be fine with the AoE like that. It'll be absolutely fine. But just be aware of it. Put that into your mind, and obviously, hopefully it's something they can get on top of because it just makes sense. There it is. It's ripped apart. It's done. Merry fucking Monday.